Across the country right now, seniors are asking one urgent question: what's really happening with the new Social Security relief and this promised $6,700 stimulus? After months of debate in Washington, lawmakers have finally pushed through legislation that is already making headlines, and deposits are beginning to roll out. If you're 62 or older, this isn't just another political promise. This is a signed law with real dollars set aside for direct relief. Many seniors who have been struggling with rising food costs, higher medical bills, and everyday living expenses are about to see a meaningful difference in their bank accounts. Here's what makes this moment historic. The relief isn't a vague plan for the future. The framework has been approved, funding has been allocated, and the Treasury has already confirmed timelines for electronic deposits. That means qualified seniors can expect action immediately, not months from now. For too long, Social Security recipients have been caught in a cycle of uncertainty. Annual cost of living adjustments often fall short of the true rise in inflation, leaving retirees stretched thinner every year. This relief package is designed to close that gap, not only providing a one-time boost, but also setting the stage for longer-term stability. In this breakdown, we'll cut through the rumors and misleading headlines. We'll explain exactly who qualifies, how the $6,700 is structured, and the steps you need to take, if any, to make sure you don't miss out. No guesswork, no political spin, just clear information. Because let's face it, the rules around Social Security and new stimulus relief can be complicated. And if you're living on a fixed income, every dollar counts. That's why understanding the truth and knowing when and how this money arrives is absolutely critical. So stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll know precisely what this new law means for you, when deposits begin, and what to expect next. Now, let's dive deeper into what this $6,700 relief actually means, why it was created, and how it impacts you directly. When lawmakers finally came together on this decision, they weren't just thinking about politics or the usual back and forth we see in Washington. They were responding to very real challenges that millions of older Americans face every single day. Think about the rising cost of groceries alone. A simple trip to the supermarket that used to cost $50 or $60 is now easily pushing $100 or more. Add in utilities, prescription medications, housing costs, and it's no wonder that so many seniors have been forced to make tough choices between essentials. This relief law was designed to ease that squeeze, to put actual dollars back into the hands of people who need it right now, not in some distant future. What makes this particular relief different from others in the past is that it's targeted specifically toward older Americans who are 62 and above. That age threshold matters. For years, relief packages have been spread thin across many groups, often leaving seniors wondering if they would see any direct benefit. This time, the focus is clear. The law recognizes that older Americans, many of whom live on fixed incomes, are among the most vulnerable to sudden jumps in the cost of living. By focusing resources on seniors, the government is trying to close that gap and give you some breathing room when it comes to your monthly budget. Now, you might be asking, how will this actually show up? Will it be a check in the mail, or will it be a direct deposit into your bank account? According to official guidance, most seniors will receive this relief through the same method they currently receive Social Security benefits. That means if your Social Security check is direct deposited into your account each month, that's exactly how this new relief payment will appear. If you're one of the smaller percentage of people who still receive a paper check, then yes, you can expect the relief to arrive in the mail the same way. This detail is important because it means there's no complicated application process, no long forms to fill out, no waiting in line at government offices. The system is already set up to reach you, and that is exactly how the money will move. Let's talk about timing, because this is something a lot of people are wondering about. The law was signed, sealed, and now the machinery of government is at work to get payments out as quickly as possible. Treasury officials have said that the first wave of deposits will begin immediately, with rolling batches going out over the next several weeks. In practice, that means some seniors may see this payment in their accounts sooner, while others may have to wait a short while depending on where they fall in the distribution schedule. But the key takeaway is this: the money is not just promised, it is on its way, and deposits have already started. Of course, no major relief effort comes without questions, and one of the biggest concerns people always have is whether this money will affect their existing Social Security benefits or tax situation. Here's the good news. This payment is considered separate relief, not a replacement for your monthly Social Security check. That means your regular benefits will continue exactly as they always have. This relief is in addition, not instead of. As for taxes, the relief has been structured in such a way that it is not expected to count as taxable income for most seniors. That detail was included specifically to ensure the payment has its full impact without creating headaches at tax time. Another area of confusion is around eligibility. People want to know, is everyone 62 and older automatically included? For the majority, the answer is yes. If you're already receiving Social Security benefits, whether retirement or disability, the system already has your information and you are in line to receive the payment. However, there are certain exceptions, particularly for individuals with very high incomes. Just as with past relief measures, there are income caps in place to make sure that the money is directed primarily toward those who need it most. If your income is above a certain threshold, the relief payment may be reduced or phased out. But for the overwhelming majority of seniors living on fixed or modest incomes, full eligibility applies. Now, let's pause here and reflect on why this matters so much. For many seniors, $6,700 represents more than just a check. It represents peace of mind. It means being able to cover medical expenses without worrying about dipping into savings. It means being able to pay the heating bill this winter without cutting back on groceries. It could mean catching up on rent, fixing a car that's been unreliable, or even having a little bit left over to enjoy life rather than constantly stressing over every penny. This relief was designed not just as a financial measure, but as a lifeline for seniors who have felt squeezed from every direction. It's also important to place this relief in the broader context of Social Security changes. For years, experts have warned that Social Security benefits alone are often not enough to cover the full cost of retirement. That's why annual cost of living adjustments, or COLAs, are added, but even those increases have struggled to keep pace with real inflation. Last year, the COLA adjustment was one of the highest in decades, yet many seniors still reported feeling behind because prices at the store and pharmacy were rising faster than the official numbers suggested. This relief package is an acknowledgement of that reality. Lawmakers finally recognized that the standard adjustments weren't cutting it, and so a one-time infusion was necessary to help balance things out. Let's also talk about what this means moving forward. While this $6,700 relief is a one-time payment, the broader conversation in Washington is far from over. In fact, the passage of this law has reignited debates about how to secure Social Security for the long term. Some lawmakers are pushing for more permanent increases to benefits, while others are focused on ensuring the Social Security Trust Fund remains solvent for decades to come. For seniors, this means staying informed is more important than ever, because the policies being debated today will directly affect your financial security tomorrow. But for right now, the focus is on making sure you understand how this relief works and what you need to do, which, in most cases, is simply nothing. The system is set up to deliver the funds automatically. There are no secret steps, no hidden websites, no need to pay anyone to help you access your money. In fact, one of the dangers whenever new relief is announced is that scammers come out of the woodwork. They'll call, email, or even send letters claiming they can speed up your payment or secure it for you, but only if you provide personal information or pay a fee. Let me be clear, you do not need to do any of that. The government is not asking for extra steps, and the relief will arrive through the same trusted system that delivers your Social Security benefits now. Scams aside, one of the most powerful things about this relief is the sense of stability it can bring. Imagine logging into your bank account and seeing an extra $6,700 deposited. For many people, that will be the single largest lump sum they've seen in years. And with that comes choices about how to spend it, how to save it, how to stretch it so that it makes the biggest possible difference. Some may use it immediately on overdue bills, others may choose to put part of it aside as an emergency cushion, and still others may use it to finally take care of something they've been putting off for too long. The point is, this relief gives you options, and that freedom of choice is powerful. Now, let's imagine the months ahead. As more seniors receive their payments, stories will begin to spread, stories of relief, of stability, of long overdue breathing room. But it's also likely we'll hear debates continue in Congress about whether more relief should follow, especially if inflation remains stubborn or if the economy slows down. The passage of this law sets a precedent, showing that targeted relief for seniors is possible, and it may pave the way for future measures. For now, though, the most important thing is to understand that the money is real, it is signed into law, and it is already being distributed. When we think about the bigger picture, this relief package also highlights the importance of making your voice heard. Seniors make up one of the most powerful voting blocs in the country, and this law is proof that when seniors speak up about their struggles, lawmakers are forced to listen. The challenges of living on a fixed income in an unpredictable economy are not going away anytime soon, but collective action can bring real results. This relief is just one example of what can happen when those in power respond to the needs of everyday Americans. So as we continue, keep in mind that this is not just another headline. It is a very real change with immediate consequences for millions of lives. Whether you're 62 and just stepping into retirement, or 85 and long accustomed to the rhythm of Social Security checks, this relief is for you. It recognizes the years of work you've put into building this country and seeks, at least in part, to give back in a moment when it's needed most. And that's why staying informed matters. The landscape of Social Security and senior benefits is constantly shifting, and with each new law or adjustment, the details can make a huge difference in your pocketbook. That's why we'll continue breaking down these changes, separating fact from rumor, and making sure you have the clear, trustworthy information you need to make the best decisions for yourself and your family.